I had never seen that. You know what I mean? So you see how it just didn't affect one person, and it affected everybody. So for us, it was bigger than clickbait.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It was bigger than like certain websites who would never cover Jahaziel in their life. Saying, okay, let's cover this guy now so we can get, you know, mad views and mad clicks. It was bigger than, you know, no disrespect to him, bigger than James White, you know, making assumptions on his podcast.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You know what I mean? Saying like he had let, you know, I'm like, bro was an elder at the church.
Yeah.
Like at a Church of England, you know what I mean, or Anglican church, like doing stuff. So he was still attending, like, you know what I mean? Like, so some of his like assumptions were wrong. It was bigger than that for us. You get me? So like, yeah, I just think that people were so quick to make assumptions as opposed to want to have dialogue.
Wado Radio.
Man, it's DJ Wado. It's the Wado Radio Show. It's More Than Music is Ministry. My brother S.O. is in the building.
What's up, bro?
UK.
Hey.
Out here in Brooklyn.
Hey, Brooklyn.
Flatbush. Feeling good, man.
I'm feeling good, bro.
Feeling good, man.
Feeling great.
Got marriage on the horizon.
Jeez. Round of applause for us for getting married. Round of applause. Trust me.
Hey, so look, man. I did not know this. But the young lady that was talked about so much on So It Ends,
yes,
is the young lady that you are marrying.
Oh yeah.
How did this happen, son?
Oh man, you know, nothing but the blood of Jesus.
Hey,
but, you know, shout out to Sophia, I love you, babe. So you know, so I was telling you off air that So It Ends content is older than the album release.
Itself.
Yeah. So by the time the album came out, we were already together.
Was back together.
We was already together, like maybe like 6 to 8 months before that.
Yeah.
But she just let me. So Alexia's Interlude is the last song that I probably wrote.
Okay.
For the album, and that was kind of like my way of like begging for her back, like, please, I love you, take me back.
Yeah.
So a lot had transpired between me, her family, you know, stuff like that. But now everything is so good. Like I just thank God that our story can be true. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not like a fairy tale. Like this is easy. We're just keeping things moving. Sure. But it's a story of God's grace just carrying us through. The years, you know what I mean? Like we started probably dating January 2012. You get me? And here we are now, 2016. Like that's a while.
So you had to do So It Begins Part 2.
Yeah, I had to do a lot. I had to do a lot of things. But yeah, man, like I think through the whole process, God's just been teaching me, man, about waiting, about trusting. Like the whole back end of So It Ends is real, like, you know, waiting on the Lord, being satisfied in Christ. Like, that was me, not just ministering to the people, but ministering to myself. Like I needed that. You get me? I needed that, especially when I was penning it. So yeah, man, we're getting married like real soon. You get me? Like I'm gassed, bro. I'm excited, bro.
I feel like, man, for you, and it's obvious because you put your emotions in the music. Like we get the real you, what you're dealing with, what's happening in your life right now.
Yes.
Like this music is therapeutic for you.
Oh, bro, you know what I mean? So when the next album drops, like, that's why, like, I See You
party
sounds
time.
the way it sounds.
That's
you know what I mean?
party
Like,
time.
It's kind of like enjoy and, you know what I mean? Like, be, you know, because I remember, like, someone even saying, like, oh, you're engaged now, so what are you going to write about? That's what someone said to me.
Wow.
And I was like, don't worry, man. Like, there's ways to, because I know that marriage isn't going to be easy.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I have married friends, and then you put a kid in that mix when that time comes, and it's a different ball game. So there's multiple.
I got 3 in the mix.
You understand what I'm saying? And then moving country as well with your bride at the same time. So it's going to be so much to write about when it's album time. It's going to be. You know,
I was going to say that's going to be an interesting transition for her because she's never lived in the U.S. before either, right?
No. So she's, you know, come back and forth. She's got family in Maryland.
Okay.
So she's, you know, she's visited, but she's never like lived here. She hasn't done what I've been doing for the last 3 years. Yeah. So it's going to be, but she's excited for it, man. You know, I have a great one who is you know, super willing to, you know, leave everything that she knows. Wow. Leave the area that she's lived in for, you know, over 20 years. Wow. You know what I mean? Leave her family and cleave to me and move to this foreign land where she doesn't even know anybody in the area. You understand? Except for me.
You're in Philly.
No, well, we're moving to Texas.
Moving to Texas. Okay.
I won't tell you where because you know, I don't
I got you. I don't people rolling up on you. I got you. I got you.
Moving somewhere in the nice warm area of Texas.
Okay. He's in a nice warm area.
So yeah, you know, she doesn't know anybody but me there. But she's super willing. You know what I mean? Like, mad encouraging, mad faithful to the church and faithful to me and my mission and the vision that God has given me. Like, she's just supportive. Yeah. She's probably number 2 in the person who like supports me the most in my music. My mom being number 1.
Sure.
She probably overtake her by the time let me
She's overtaking her once you say I do, brother.
Trust me.
That's it. Flip flop, bro.
You get me? So man, it's gonna be great. I'm excited about it.
That's good, man. You should be, brother. You know, you had a record on the album where you're kind of talking about the Jahaziel thing and that whole situation. And me even being one of these people, some people wanted you to speak out about this, like right away when it was happening. As soon as it came public, as soon as he made his declaration, you know, there have been some things he was
here and there,
on social media, but then there was that point where he said, "This is what I'm on right now." You know what I mean? And you know, for you, man, like, you know, why did you wait realistically to even address that situation, man?
Well, so
I shouldn't even say address it, but
to even speak on it.
Yeah.
Well, so I think on the private level, you know what I mean, I've seen Jahaziel, I've heard his perspective.
Yep.
You know what I mean, and he knows mine, and you know, a couple of my friends as well. So we've had communication privately. You know what I mean? I think what people wanted more than just to speak on it, really, what they wanted is for me to come and attack him, and diss him, you know what I mean, and be like, nah, just going, you know what I mean, like hitting them with the hammer. And I was like, I refuse to do that.
Sure.
You get me? Because people don't know that I was Jahaziel's hype man.
Wow.
You know, and even if I wasn't Jahaziel's hype man, like I wouldn't like do that to anybody. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's definitely never been your style.
Yeah, it's never been my style to do something like that. So I think that's what people wanted me to do. When, you know, literally at most shows I was doing, people going like, "What do you think about what's happening with Jahaziel? Come say something, bruv. Do this, do that." And I'm like, why? Like, what is it? What is it that will benefit you to hear me say something about this? You know what I mean? So that's one of the reasons why, like, I took my time, and because I know more than the public knows. You know, so like it wasn't necessarily, it's not really my place to be like, yo, this is, you know, so I just kind of, you know, fell back and stuff. And like, he's in a space right now where like, that's where he's at. Like he's set on what he's saying and, you know, what he's doing. Like GP, you know, still speaks to him.
Sure.
And yeah, man, we're just, you know, we're still praying for him. Like even on the song, I talk about like it didn't just affect like a few people, it affected the whole city.
Right.
Like London, you get me? Right. Like a lot of people looked up, like a lot of times like we were saying like, no, not Jahaziel, because we would never think out of anybody else, it could never be him.
I wouldn't think him.
You know what I mean? Because like, not only like did he help people musically, but he discipled people.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? He was an elder at his church.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, so all of that, like I had never seen my pastor like so sad than in that time.
This is Ephraim.
Yeah, this is Ephraim. Like I had never seen him, like the look he gave me when I mentioned it to him, I'd never seen that in him before.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I'd never seen that. You know what I mean? So you see how it just didn't affect one person and it affected everybody. So for us, it was bigger than clickbait.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It was bigger than like certain websites who would never cover Jahaziel in their life. Saying, okay, let's cover this guy now so we can get, you know, mad views and mad clicks. It was bigger than, you know, no disrespect to him, bigger than James White, you know, making assumptions on his podcast.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You know what I mean? Saying like he had let, you know, I'm like, bro, the bro was an elder at the church.
Yeah. Like
at a Church of England, you know what I mean, or Anglican church, like doing stuff. So he was still attending, like, you know what I mean? Like, so some of his like assumptions were wrong. It was bigger than that for us. You get me? So like, yeah, I just think that people were so quick to make assumptions as opposed to want to have dialogue with him.
Yeah.
You get me? And, you know, and there was a point he was willing to talk to people. You know what I mean? Off air and, you know, Skype, whatever. If you want to hear what I'm about, talk to him. And even challenge him on it, you know? Like, so speak to him and challenge him, say you disagree, but don't attack him. You get me? You can attack what he believes and what he says.
But not him personally.
Not him personally.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, you tackle the falsehood, you get me, of what he's saying. Because, like, we know Jesus existed.
Sure.
You get me? We know that in Africa, like, in the continent, like, the early Christians were African.
Right.
Facts. We know that Jesus isn't white.
Right.
We know that on the day, like, this is a historical fact. It's not even like a thing where, like, who are making these things up. These are factual things that if people just did a little bit of research, they can see that some of the stuff that he's saying like isn't true. You understand what I'm saying, sir? Yeah.
It's tough, man. I didn't. One of the things that whole situation brought to light for me was even how big a lot of those I don't even call them Pan-Africanism kind of religions and schools of thoughts are big outside the United States.
Oh, facts. Yeah.
Like I didn't even that never even crossed my mind that they got 5%ers overseas. They got Black Hebrew Israelites. In the U, like it never. I mean, it makes sense, but it just never.
Yeah. And what was seen? I actually met with a pastor the other day, and we were just talking about like some of the stuff that young Black men and women are kind of battling with now, and that's one of the main things: Pan-Africanism.
Yeah.
Get me? And for a long time, like the church was real quiet on it, pushing it to the side, like saying, nah, this thing is false. But a lot of them are catching it. Get me? And they're feeling that vibe because now we're seeing more of a pro-Blackness, like in our communities. And if we can't show that Christianity isn't a white man's religion,
that's the key, bro.
Then we gonna lose a lot of them. You get me? We gonna lose a lot of them. You know what I mean? And if we can't like just say it flat out, like Jesus Christ wasn't white.
Right.
Jesus of Nazareth was not a white man. It's simple. The Jews weren't white.
That's a huge topic of discussion in the Black conscious community.
Yeah.
Like that. Like I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, "Yo, man, we need more books and more resources about this." And they would point me to some stuff. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to make it seem like I'm belittling it. But I was like, "Yo, if they don't address not just in the book but early on why Jesus is not the white man's religion, why Christianity is not the white man's religion, you know what I mean? It's like it ain't gone deep enough because a lot of them cats, if you can't even deal with that, you don't even deal with that, they don't even want to talk to you.
Yeah, facts.
They don't want to talk to you.
Facts. Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
so,
I think we need to do a better job, like myself included, just researching and learning. You get me? And growing in that area, like understanding like some of the early cities that were named in the Old Testament were in the continent. Like facts. Like just there. You understand? Like before America existed, like Christianity was
absolutely.
You know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
But people don't know that because they think Christianity is just this evangelical white thing that just happened. You know what I mean? And that's no knock at white evangelicals at all. You know what I mean? But just to say it's bigger than that context. Shoot, it's bigger than the American West context.
Well, I was going to say that the Orthodox Church of Ethiopia, it's one of the oldest churches in the world, bro.
Simple, bro. Simple.
Like that, you know what I mean? And it's that's right there on the continent. And they trace their heritage to the Ethiopian eunuch in Acts chapter 6.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like their heritage is he came back from that encounter on the road after he got baptized and they started the church.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's where it begins. That's so it begins.
So it begins, right?
Like even in like Nigeria, like how Pentecostalism is growing, and you know, we have a lot of things to say about that, and like and even the people that, let's say like Christian hip hop is like mostly reformed, right? Let's just say that. Like
the artists, definitely.
The artists, you know what I mean? But the people that we read were influenced by men who were of African descent. The issue is because they don't look like you and I, they're not dark enough. Like, so if we say men like Augustine or Iron, but they're not black, right? Because they're from North Africa, so their skin is lighter. But people don't. So we kind of be like, but they're from the continent.
They're from the continent.
They're African.
Yeah, they're from the continent. And I think too, a lot of the Christian history books, as well as what is taught in the seminaries, doesn't necessarily include a lot of what went on in Africa in some cases. So it's like, you know, like for instance, like in high school, you know, I took a church history class, right? But this was at a Catholic high school.
So you start,
bro, there was no mention of any of that Orthodox Church of Ethiopia, none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, not until I got into my adult years and started researching this stuff for myself did I see it. And I think that's the challenge with so many brothers and sisters, because it's hard for you to consistently believe in something when you don't see yourself in it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
You know what I
was
mean?
going to say that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we just have to do better as a community to start where it really started.
Sure.
It's just simple. Just start where it really started and tell the whole truth. Like, stop putting like pale faces on the cover of Bibles. You know what I mean? Like they're the only ones who were there. You know, like
I mean, you even like the church I grew up in, bro. Like I remember when I was a little kid, we had a stained glass of Jesus up on the stained glass, but it was a white Jesus.
Yeah,
and I remember our pastor was just like, one, that's not what he looked like.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? First and foremost. But secondly, that's a stumbling block for certain people when they walk in the church, because if you're educated and know that's not what he looked like, but he's up there, you're like, well, you're technically worshiping.
It's that scene in Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that prison scene in Malcolm X. You know, understand what I'm saying?
Well, it was around that time that the movie was out that they changed the glass.
People going to be like, that's talking about Malcolm X.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what, you know, that's kind of what I would kind of say about that. Like, I have a song on my next album kind of like tackling that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And called White Man's Religion. That's what it's called.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Son.
That's the name of the song. It's called White Man's Religion.
I got a record with Eshawn Burgundy and Show Baraka called the same thing, bro. Oh my God.
That's crazy.
We all on it.
We all on it, right?
Hey, it's good.
And it's a good thing to be on.
That's the thing, bro. I mean, we you know, I was talking to Eric Mason about this before their conference a couple weeks ago. And he was just like, bro, like, we need more content online.
Facts.
He's like, because the Black Hebrew Israelites got mad content online videos where they're, you know, doing what they doing. 5%ers got stuff. You know, they done had rappers for years talking that talk. All the way back to like Eric B. and Rakim and all that. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, we have to put out more content like really dealing with these things, man.
Facts.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you talking about next album already? You working already on it?
Bro, we're always working, bro.
I see, bro.
Always working, man. I'm not slowing down for anything now.
Sure.
Bro. You know what I mean? I did that with So It Continues and So It Ends. Just like obviously various other reasons. Yeah. Like visa stuff, so on and so forth, trying to get to the U.S. and whatnot. But now I'm here, I'm good. Yeah. Now it's grind time. You understand?
Well, yo, how you and GP working that out, that creative part out?
We're gonna figure it out, man. So like, you know, we haven't like worked out all the kinks yet, but like these things take time. It took us 2 weeks to make. Okay. You know, so you think about like 6 songs in 2 weeks. We can live together for 2 weeks. If we live together for 2 weeks, looking at each other's eyes every day, pause, like, you know what I mean? Like,
y'all could do 2 albums.
We could do 2 albums, easy. You know what I mean? We can do 2 albums, you know, and the way we work, you know. So, yeah, man, we just have to figure that part out. But like we've been like doing music together for so long. It's been 10+ years. That, you know, it's calm now. Yeah.
It's almost like I was thinking about this the other day. Like I forgot GP was a part of a group.
Yes, he was. Man. Yeah. GP, like New Direction crew. Yeah. Like really, like it's so funny because like that's how I really got my start. Like through New Direction crew. You know what I mean? Facts. On 100%. Like Prince, who was part of the group. Sure. He's the one. I remember after a meeting one time, we had like a men's ministry. I was like 16, whatever. This was like around the Smack DVD era. So I was in the car. He was dropping me home. He's never met me, mind you. Never met me in his life. He was like, yeah, I told him I live near. Yeah, just drop me. And then I was young. I was like, bro, you know I rap. He didn't even know. And so I was just going. It reminded me of like Papoose and DJ K Slayer. I was just going in. Literally the next day he took me to GP. Wow. And told me this guy. He told GP, this guy. And GP said, cool. I wrote my verse for a song that same day. And I started going to GP's house regularly in my school uniform. Yeah, facts. In my school uniform. So just learning from them, like Prince taught me lots, like just about, like just watching. Like, I mean, not really like him sitting me down saying this is how you do stuff, but just watching and learning, like, boom, this is how you write structure, hooks, verses, stuff like that. Because GP as well can write a lot of stuff too. Like people don't know that about him as well. Not only is he dope on the beats, but he's also a dope songwriter as well. So just watching him and peeping all of them kind of put me in this where I'm at now. So yeah, man. Shout out to New
That's
D.
crazy,
Always,
bro.
always indebted to them.
Because he's pretty much, I mean, it's like y'all have been like every project.
Yeah. That's my guy, man. And I feel like he's getting, like, I even tweeted today, like, he left Earth on a beat on So It Ends. Like, the breakdown on Give It to God, I feel that boy left Earth on that. You get me? And so sometimes it's like, he just makes my job super easy because he's always coming up with ideas as well. He can take a random mumble melody like I do, like I don't want to sing that, active injured, and then boom, it becomes passion and purity. He can take a random, Holy Christ can truly. I'm just singing that in my car, and I just send him the voice memo, right? Or go and sing him like, gee, I've got this melody in my head. Before you know it, we have the song, you know? So
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, he's dope.
That's crazy.
He's dope, man. He's dope.
I couldn't picture you making music without him at this point.
Maybe not, bruv. Maybe not. Or he'll always be involved with everything.
I couldn't,
Facts. That's my guy, man. We're like a group, like you said.
Yeah, y'all are a group, bro.
We are a group. And I wouldn't want to make music with anybody else, to be fair, because like not only like on the music tip, but that's my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's my best man at my wedding.
Wow.
Type thing, you know? So like I'm the godfather to his son. You know what I mean? Like so that's like we get old and like we look at everything and we're like, bruv, we grew old together. Like 20, 30 years later, like we're still friends. You know, like when we get older and stuff, like that's my guy. Yeah. That's my guy. You know what I mean? Like people don't know like GP's been like I've cried on the shoulder type vibe.
Wow.
Like, people don't know that.
Man, bro. So y'all sit back and laugh one day about all the people that were stealing ideas from y'all and their music and all that.
Hey, brother, we don't want to talk. You know, people can just do their research and be like, oh, that song sounds like one of the songs on So It Continues. Yeah, keep it moving. You know? Just trying to get me in trouble.
Facts only, man.
Hey, Wado's trying to get me in trouble.
I'm just saying.
I mean, you say it, I'm just mumbling.
It is what it is.
I'm just mumbling. But, you know, it's cool. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Yeah. I gotta talk to you about this because I think this has just been such a big topic of discussion because the industry has been changing so much, bro. It's like the impact that streaming is having on record sales, on the business model for Christian rap, on how people consume music, on how frequently to put music out, like all those things, man.
Yeah. So I think streaming is here to stay.
It's not going nowhere.
I mean? It's not going.
Consumers love it.
Yeah, consumers love it. In fact, actually, the major labels are making more money off streaming than they are of singles.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a fact, though. You know what I mean? But the issue is because of how small our genre is, we're not having high volume of streams.
Right.
So we're not able to generate
that kind of revenue
off of streaming.
Like a Drake song.
Yeah. Like a Drake song will get like 10 million in a week.
Yeah.
Whatever. And that's 52,000.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For those people who want to know how much he would make off of streams. You know what I mean? But in our genre, who's getting 10 million on an album of streams?
Right.
You know? So for artists, I would just say, you know, like one good thing that Spotify is doing right now, even outside of like the major artists and stuff, is they've created a release radar playlist that comes up every Monday and I think Friday as well. So if you release more content, your stuff will be added on people's playlists automatically. So in that way you can get more streams. And like I would just encourage artists to find ways to utilize their Spotify, their Apple Music, their Deezer, their Pandora, YouTube. I would personally say avoid SoundCloud because you can't necessarily make money off of it.
Right. And
it's harder for fans to transition to Spotify. You know what I mean? So I would always encourage artists, like if you have a song, make sure it's on a streaming service. Because you never know, like what even happened with me is like So It Continues is what, 4 years old?
Yep.
Just a couple of weeks ago, maybe like a couple months ago, Spotify put it on their blessings playlist. They put 5 songs.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 or 5 songs in their blessings playlist. Oh, it's huge.
That's a big playlist,
It's huge, bro. They put it on there. All of a sudden, my streaming is going up. And like Doc Watson, shout out to Doc. Like he kind of said something that really made sense. Like streaming does this: downloads up,
down,
and it down. That's it. You know what I mean? So streaming is real consistent. And I think at this point, we're not making that much money off of it, but hopefully in the years to come, we will. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I think as the genre grows and as we have more infrastructure to promote singles and songs.
Yeah. Well, two things that will never change though. Even if the consumption of music changes, two things will never change: merchandise and shows.
Right.
They'll never change. And the more music you have, you can do shows.
Yep.
You just need a great designer to sell great merch, and we know what Christians love when it comes to merchandise. But I won't tell you because that'll be cheating.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you're definitely right about that. And if you got a great live show, bro.
Oh yeah, you're winning.
You can tour forever.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You know,
you can tour forever.
That's where the focus has to be for us.
Yeah, I think so. I think this era is built for people that you can put out quality music. You can have a dope live show, and your visuals are on point. Yeah.
You have to grow the fan base as well. I think people want instant grat.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And they don't realize that like these things take time.
These things take time.
No pun intended, man.
That
you know
grind.
what I mean? And you have to grind. You gotta do it like how the indie rock bands do it.
Yeah.
You get me? Like the indie rock bands, they do 200 seaters.
Yep.
They sleep on couches.
Yep.
They do like 40 dates of that.
Yep.
And then that 200 will build to 500, 700. And then before you know it, on their third album cycle, they're doing 2,000 seaters because they've built that fan base. They've built that audience. But what we haven't done really, like as a genre, is build that audience. Like we haven't necessarily like said we're going to build a touring circuit and just do small venues.
Yep.
You get me? Do 200 seaters. Do 20 of those.
Yep.
200 seaters. Or even 10 of those in major key areas. And what's good about TuneCore, Ditto, and even Spotify, like they will show you where you're getting streamed the most. So you can just contact the promoter there or contact the venue themselves and say, I want to book a show. How much is it to rent the venue? Oh, $200, that's it? Only $200? Okay, cool.
Boom.
And then we promote ourselves. You know what I mean? Maybe connect with a promoter in that city and then give them a percentage. Yeah, it's all business. Yeah, I mean, it has to be a business transaction. Give them a percentage, and then before you know it, you've sold out a venue, and then you build on that. Next year you come, the year after you come. Yeah, I mean, that's how it has to work, man.
Yeah.
There's no cheating. There's no cheating this time, bro.
And you know what's crazy? That's actually biblical, bro.
Yeah.
When Paul went on the missionary tours, the second one, he said, "Yo, let's go back to the same place.
Yeah, let's see what it's like. Yeah,
let's see how these people do.
Yeah. Facts. So I think we need to do that, man. You get me? Like for the indie artists who want signed to like major labels,
sure.
You know what I mean? They have to find. You see people doing that already, which is really good. You know what I mean? People are understanding like the game is changing. Playlists are where they're at. Like even Drake. Funnily enough, Drake hasn't called his next album an album.
Wow.
He's called it a playlist.
A playlist. Hey.
He's called it a playlist. And most people are consuming music off of the playlist that they create.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
So get your stuff in them streaming sites because they'll save your music and play it offline.
Yeah.
Put it on their playlist and then their friends will listen to it and then that's how you...
True story.
Yeah, fact.
There's no harder cosign than a friend, bro.
Yeah.
Like when one of your friends says, "Yo, you need to check this out."
That's the W.
Fam, I'm going to check it out.
Yeah. Straight.
Period. Bottom line.
Straight.
End the story.
Yeah. You can have a tastemaker tell you, of course. That's cool. But there's nothing better than me telling you, like, bruv, this song. The only reason why I even have Apple products is because my friend came to my house. No word of a lie. He came to my house. He showed me the iPod with the split thing. And I saw how it did the thing. I was 18. I said, I'm getting
done deal.
Straight.
Bro, that's years ago.
Bro, I said, I'm getting this. And that's how I became an Apple consumer.
That's crazy.
Just because of somebody who, you know what I mean, like who recommended it. And that's what they will always tell you at Apple, because I used to work for Apple.
Yeah.
When I was younger.
Oh, you went hardcore.
Yeah. They'll tell you like people don't come in until maybe like the third or fourth to buy something. And the best way to get someone to buy something is if it's a recommendation. Same thing with music.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's good, man. So what's next for you, man?
Yeah, so obviously the EP is dropping November 11th. These things take time.
The marriage is dropping.
The marriage is happening, you know what I mean? November 18th.
November 18th.
Shout to my love, you get me.
So what's happening on the 25th? It seems like you do it everything a week apart.
The 25th. I'm
still on the honeymoon. Oh, you're back in America. Okay.
I'm in America somewhere. And then, yeah, man, just, putting together like like just exactly what I was just saying,
Yeah.
putting together like a small venue tour.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like we're going to Africa in February, which is huge.
You be popping in Africa.
Yeah,
though.
oh yeah, that's my, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
those are my people. Like, it's so funny because like they're super proud of me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm as I am of being from there.
Sure.
Especially from Nigeria. Like,
Sure.
like they see me in them.
Wow.
You know, and like when I went there, I was like, listen, guys, look, like I obviously like I'm SO, but like never forsake where you are,
Sure.
where you're at. You get me? Because they be like, oh, America, this, America. First of all, this place is not that great.
Yeah.
Like America, yeah, man, that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I just
Especially
told them,
depending on how this election go.
facts.
You know what I mean?
But like music is so big there
Yeah.
that like they really kill on touring.
Sure.
They really
Wow.
kill on touring. You know what
Wow.
I mean? Like, and I can get to Ghana in an hour from Nigeria.
Mm.
Like just hop on a plane and
And their
there.
cities are big.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like
yeah,
I've been
facts.
I've been to Ghana a couple times. I was like, yo, Accra is like
It's huge.
it's like Philly or something.
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
People have a misconception about like African countries. They're like, oh, this place is all
bro, you
grimy
think
and
it's
stuff.
Tarzan in the jungle?
Yeah,
son.
yeah.
That's what that you know what I mean.
That's what you think. Like I remember
Bro.
when I went to Johannesburg, South
Yeah.
Africa. Got out the plane because that was the first ever African country I'd been to outside of Nigeria. You know what I mean? I'd never been to another
Sure.
one. Then I went out, I said, bro, am I in Dallas?
Wow, bro. When we hopped out in Accra, dude, I seen a dude on 24s
That's crazy.
with the spinners back when them joints was hot.
It's crazy.
He had the Benz with the spinners right outside the airport.
It's crazy.
I was like, word.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, it's popping like that over
Yeah,
here.
I always
Then they
encourage
took me to the
people.
club. Club's crazy
Right.
over there.
Yeah, I always encourage
Crazy.
people like go, just go. If, like, especially if you like your family's from there,
Yeah.
or you just you've seen like images, but you don't think that's what it really
Or
is.
you look like us. You from
Yeah.
there ultimately.
Anyway, yeah. I would say go, man.
Yeah.
Go there. You know what I mean? Go and just experience it.
Yeah.
No one's gonna kill you or kidnap you. Just go to the safe areas. You get me? Like,
There you go.
facts.
They will try to sell you stuff though.
Oh yeah.
You got to be on your P's and Q's with that.
Yeah.
They try to sell you stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
so good.
that's good, man. Well, my brother,
Bless up, man. Thanks so much for having me, bro.
always,
You know me, man.
always.
Wado Radio. Make sure you subscribe. Keep it low. It's a good guy right here, man. This man was one of the first people to ever play one of my songs, Love Is.
Love is, man. I still play that.
What's that,
song.
2009? It's an old time, man.
Yeah.
It's a while, bro.
That's a while back.
Is it I don't know. It feels like
I think it's
ages.
08. I think it's 08.
It feels like a long time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I always respect Wade, man, for everything he's done for me, for other artists, for the industry as a whole. You know what I mean?
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro.
You're a pioneer, bro. On Mount Rushmore, bro.
Hey, Mount Rushmore. Hey.
Wado Radio.